You can control them. It's literally his words. Speaking about inappropriate ways to relate and talk about the two children who are missing and dead, you're looking at one prick on your screen, and Derwood falls under that as well. In an illegal manner.
If they get out of the fence and start running up the driveway or leaving the driveway, it says that she's on her way. Okay, on her way. Does that mean she's just leaving or she's already on her way? See, you gotta look at it both ways. And as I said earlier, if my kids were missing, I would be right on the phone. Or, sorry, if my grandchildren were missing and I got a phone call saying that my grandchildren was missing, I wouldn't hesitate to drop whatever I was doing and hit the road and get here as fast as I could. I just looked at the phone messages thing again that said that she was on her way at 12:01. Okay, it's approximately, she lives in Wentworth, it's approximately about 2 hours and a half to 2 hours and 45 minutes from her place. So that would make her be here about 2 o'clock. No, she was way here before that. She was not here at 2 o'clock. So there's something wrong there because...
Yeah, what that something that's wrong is you. In your story, we come to find out. No news. He's out, but on restrictions, of course, Daniel is. If he violates any, he can go back in. He's violating one right now. If Jack had a voice, he'd say, I hate him, Jennifer said. I think you're right with that. Sierra says, the comment about culverts and the raking made me think of that. Meep Daniel said he had to do everything. He had to do everything to do with Jack and Lily, so seems Malaya was lazy. She had everything. He listed everything. Getting the kids up, getting them to school, getting them to sleep, cooking for them, cleaning up after them. Wouldn't that just come with the territory of being in the house and part of a family? That's usually the things that you do anyway. But why is it that you're using it against Malaya? As though that people are going to sit there and nod their heads like they were an RCMP officer in the interview room with you. And just eat that up.
She was here, and then she was here when my brother showed up, and he was here around lunchtime. So I don't know what the conflict is. I don't really care. But as I said, the only way you're going to find out the exact time is if she hands over her phone to the investigators and let them check. The only way you're going to find the truth out about that, which I have nothing to do with, is from Cindy and Malaya. I can only tell you that the time that...
Which, love the slip-ins, which I have nothing to do with, by the way. You know, all of this shit that I'm talking about them, I want you guys to know right now that I've got nothing to do with it. Just figure I'd slip that in. Slipping that in like Derwood slipping in, he's just speculating. But still yet continues to fly off at the mouth with all of his horse manure. His garbage breath. Don't forget MBM drove to DM to work, took his lunch and picked him up from work. Why? It's Daniel Mader. Why else? It's part of the control. Listen, you got to get the kids together and come and pick me up from work. You need to serve me. You need to serve your master. You can even bring me some sandwiches. When you get home, and if you're lucky, I'll make love to you in whatever way I feel. That's if you're lucky. JM, you are more concerned about Cindy and the time she got there. I hope Cindy didn't eat some of your sandwiches. I don't know. I wouldn't be eating any of the food. And who's bringing food? Really trying to create an illusion for the RCMP as well. What exactly are you guys trying to get across here with everybody there? Listen, everybody. Come on over and search. They got professional searchers coming in. They feel the need to go above and beyond that and take off away from the scene and go and start doing things. Whatever. Who knows? They didn't bring their phones, remember? Nothing suspicious about that. Sarcasm.
Thinking about it, and Janie said if I did the interview, she'd go on with me.
Okay, well that would be good. I mean,
I don't know because
yeah.
Janie's even more excitable than I am, so I'd like to have a really cool head and
Yeah.
be calm. You know what I mean?
Well, they'll just edit that part out if you're not. So.
Well, I wasn't going to. I haven't been talking to anybody like you guys, and I certainly
Yeah.
won't talk to Dolly again because I know what I'd like to. The conversation I'd have with that turd, it wouldn't be very nice.
So he's burning through creators who don't buy his crap, and Dolly got a shout out. He doesn't like Dolly anymore because he didn't buy his nonsense, his garbage. Daniel put the kids to bed every night, Robin's saying. But that night he didn't. He put them in a grave. Sad but true, and he probably had help from Derwood in that sense. And after the fact, Kent. LOL Moon 3608. He doesn't seem very threatening, though. It's so dumb. See, people who are serious about doing things don't sit there and go to threatening and playing these stupid fucking games. They do that because they're cowards and they aren't going to do a goddamn thing. They threaten to create an illusion, like they're creating an illusion out of desperation because they have some association. They're guilty in that sense. And it's surely to protect themselves because it's all they can do. They can't talk you down with valid reasons as to why exactly our suspicions are invalid. That should tell you everything. This guy isn't going to do anything. He wants to tell you all about the things that he can do and all the tough guys that he thinks that he knows and how tough he used to be. Booze nose having bitch. No, that's all for show. It's all illusion. It's forcing you to go through the information that he's providing, where at a later date it comes into your mind and you can't recall exactly that or who said it. And somehow some shit in your mind sticks. That's how Derwood plays with all of this in an attempt to obfuscate, make it more unclear, all under the guise of you believing that he's got the best intentions of everything and Jack and Lily in mind. Couldn't be anything further from the truth. And that's not just speculation, that's an observation. Meep says Derwood looks like your sister's dog. Oh, the dog in the picture. I can't wait to see Daniel's handcuffed helicopter hands. That's going to be difficult. No more need to have helicopter hands. Daniel was cleaning that night, cleaning his sinister choices of red rum. Esther, that's not a real photo? Kind of is. It's based on a real photo. See Legal, when or with DV in the home, remember, or regarding MBM, this opens the door to violence with any of the children in their care, especially how things escalate and using the children as a way to hurt the mother even more. She'll be in a position where she's going to be, let's say, in a position where they've had their fourth or fifth big blow up, their big row, their big fight. And Daniel doesn't have any more things that he can, this time, like every time you use a threat and then go back from it, like these guys all like to talk, it's not as effective the next time you do it. So that's how you have to escalate it. You've got to one up yourself. You've got to threaten something even more precious to them, or break 4 glasses instead of 2. Do you see what I'm saying? So eventually when Daniel, happiness and building a home together and supporting another person and everything that they do and living the dream or even for security. After 2 weeks from Facebook dating, dude, you're looking for somebody right away to control. You're looking for somebody right away that's going to tell you yes. Somebody who's easily controllable. And that's what Daniel found. Malaya just happened to fit that screen with least distortion, focused through the lens of his mind. LEM4489 says his type targets her type. Okay. Miss K, yes, I didn't sit on any old man's knee, including Santa or Darren's. Miss Bartman, DM is not a suspect, just father of the fucking year. Yeah, I'm sure the children listen to DM's words, hoping to not feel his hands. Great roast. I know what I heard, Cindy B. Don't tell me what I heard, please, says Darlene. Okay. Oh, people trying to go back and forth in chat. Well, somebody's wrong. Somebody's not telling the truth. You guys could figure that out. We'll sort it out. It's out on the table now. Was it toys or boots? Did the bus driver actually say anything, I wonder? Who said that in the first place? How did we get that information? See, Legal Canada says, sadly for douchebag Daniel, he is useless to other prisoners. Certainly not rich. Murdoch has legal skills. McKee has medical background. DM is going in with negative balance. He will learn about consequences. They'll find something to extort him for protection. You're going to need protection in there, boy. And your cellmate is going to be the first guy that gets dibs on that until he gets his ass kicked and you get taken. People will be fighting over you, maybe. Maybe they'll like your prison pussy. Your prison wallet. I treat my step-grandchildren with love the same as I do with my grandson. It does not matter if they are blood. They are still my grandchildren no matter what. Helicopter Grandma. I tend to treat all kids the same. In a kind way, no matter if they're little peckerheads or not. You could slug me right in the testicles and I'd still smile. D. Martel believes his own lies, Miss Bartman says. Hard not to when you have an enabler like Janie, You're right on that one. Welcome to customer, Helicopter Grandma. Thank you, darling. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Not the prison wallet, Soldier Girl says. Oh, it's Daniel's prison wallet. Patent leather. Marley St. Cor, this so will be in protective custody. Jack and Lily didn't get that luxury exactly. Eventually he will.
Up on the fence so I could put the boards up because I couldn't hold one end and nail the other end. Anybody that knows that, anybody that does carpentry knows that that's impossible to do, to get that it balanced. And
she's really trying to emphasize her point there. Anybody that knows anything about carpentry, which certainly isn't fucking her. Like, listen, usually when you use tools, that fence literally looks like you didn't use any tools. Not one. Not a level. Okay? Not even a hammer. Not a saw. not a measuring tape. It's not straight. It's not squared to anything. Just think about how bad this goddamn fence is going to look in about 6 more months. And how much worse in another 6 months. Kent could probably drive through that on his wheelchair. Destroy it completely. Hello, Quillfish. Happy belated. You're suspicious that Daniel is such a coward that if he is charged for red rum, he will be most likely end his own life. Well, there's no sense wishing. Prisoners will sing and recite DM's texts he sent to grape subjects and make him their BI something H. Yes, he will be on the lower tier of the hierarchy in the prison system. The very bottom tier. He won't even be able to get to work. He'll have to sit over in the corner and beg people to play cards with them from a distance. I doubt that fence survives this winter hugging demons. It'll give them many more reason to go out and work on it some more. That fence gets so much work done on it. For something that has so much work done on it, you think it would at least look good instead of a tweaker's get me by. Don't you know anything about carpentry? Fucking projection much? The SOB will probably be kept with the rest of the sexual deviants, says Darlene. They only cleaned up in hopes to have meadow around. Clearly it wasn't being done to keep Lily and Jack in, Miss Bartman said. No, they had their bags already packed and out on the front lawn. I wonder if that suitcase that was just parked out there in the front lawn for the Globe and Mail reporter to write about had any matching suitcases. That property is built from math heads. Yeah, you can see it.
And hold one end up and the other end drop. After Daniel helped me, I continued putting the boards on the fence. But there was another fence on the other side that was there before that. So I was out there doing my fence. Jack and Lily were in the backyard playing. I came in the house to have some supper. I do not know when the kids went in the house.
There we go. There we go about knowing what you don't know. You don't know what time the kids went in the house. There goes that time thing again. There's that time thing. Well, you knew enough to not know, but you were out there the entire time, the way you describe it. You couldn't give us an approximation? Let's get the conversation started there, honey. Let's get an approximation going. We're not going to fill that in for you, even though we do. But it needs to come from you.
I don't know what time they went to bed. I don't know anything of that. That's all I get.
Doesn't want to get caught up. Don't know any times. I don't know what happened to the kids after I was just 10 feet away from them. They're 10 feet away, and I just completely have no idea what could have happened to them. They just disappeared back into the trailer, and once they came.
What I can tell you is from what I told you, my brother called me at 8:48. We talked for 2 minutes, 59 seconds. After that, I laid down. My dog barked because Lily and Jack were here where the swings are. I have a board up over my window. I did not see them because the board was closed. The reason I have a board up over my window is for the winter time to keep the draft out and for the summertime to keep the sun out. I heard them Friday morning. I swear on a Bible.
No, she didn't even do that. She's begging you to believe her. I swear on a Bible, I beg you to believe me. I heard the kids Friday morning. That tells me even stronger at this point than ever that she never heard the kids. The kids weren't out Friday morning. Something else happened Thursday night. When you have to resort as an individual to convince people of something that you don't have to convince people of, which is the truth that you're reciting, it needs no convincing or no swearing on Bibles or people's dead graves. Like that's actually a thing and it's going to do something. It just tells people how desperate you are to be believed, no matter what way you look at it. Sky Maiden says she sounds like she's reading off a sheet of paper. Yes, you're observing and listening correctly. Helicopter Grandma, that struck me as hilarious. We checked the hamster cages. I heard dude was arrested, but nothing to do with the kids. I'll rewind.